We are going to have a Guru Vandana, praying to our Gurus, and then we can continue with the session today. So please join with me. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. So our heartful salute to our Guru, uh, Dr. Chaitanya Misra, to the Jagat Guru, Krishna himself, and to all the Gurus, even including your Gurus. Thank you all. So today, it's a great day when we see all of you join together along with us to have a knowledge on numerology. But I'm very sure all of you somewhere for some way would be using the numbers, right? It could be a special number, right? It could be a number which you would be using for your vehicles, car or bike, or maybe in your account number, or you would be interested to have that particular number in your salary or in your health report. Basically, right, we used to see their upper limit, lower limit, right? When creatinine goes high, we definitely pray that it should go down, right? There also it is all numbers. So everywhere in the world, if you see good or bad, everything is associated with numbers. And that number, knowingly or unknowingly, we make it as favorable or we feel it is unfavorable. So here in numerology, we are going to help you on that how you can understand what these numbers speak, right? So while going through the particular mystical journey, I'll just highlight mostly three types of numerology people used to use, right? One is comes under Chaldean, which is very old. One is Pythagoras. You would have heard about Pythagoras theorem in your mathematics and all. One is Chinese, right? Apart from that, we have Cairo, we have Kabbalah. So many systems are there. But these three basically, mostly, even people used to use Vedic as well, right? Vedic, which is having a different calculation altogether. But for name numerology, we used to use Cairo, and for Chaldean, we used to for the date of birth, we used to use Chaldean. So they follow a 1 to 9 system, right? And every 1 to 9 number does have their capabilities, which they actually through energy they used to produce, right? So if you see this 1 to 9 number, right, are anywhere, if you see that 1 to 9 are the basic number system, right? So from there only all the numbers has been arrived. So from there, because 0, when you add at the right, it makes sense, but when you add it in the left, doesn't make any sense. Or 0 itself doesn't have any kind of a value system as in itself, right? It might be infinity or it might be something which we can understand, but 0 itself doesn't have a value in itself without getting help from others, right? Other numbers. And it should be at the right hand side, right? So that is what we used to understand the numerology this way. Chaldean numerology, it actually talks about a vibration which is very spiritual and mystical messages it carries. So that is from there only Chaldean we used to believe. Chinese, these numbers, they used to call it as lucky or unlucky numbers. Based on that, they have their energies. And when we talk about Pythagorean, they talk about the vibrations. If higher the vibration, higher the energy, lower the vibration, lower the energy. So that is how these different types of numerology people used to use and understand. But everywhere it is all same 1 to 9 numbers. That is what we go through. Next thing, when we come here, right, if you can see my slide, basic talk we did about introduction to numerology, then different types of numerology we discussed at a high level. Now let's go to see what is a numeroscope or losu grid, right? If you can see, I'll just, if you guys are following, I'll just take you here. If you can see here, right, at the down to the image, you can see there is a table, right, having 9 cells in it, right? You can see there is 492, right, and 357, then 816, right? All these are 1 to 9 numbers. If you see, it covers 1 to 9. And the peculiarity of the beauty of these numbers, if you see, either horizontally, vertically, or diagonally, however you add, they will give you 15. You can add and you can have a check by yourself. Any way you add, it will give you 15. And we call this as a losu grid or a numeroscope, right? How we used to call horoscope when we talk about astrology. Similarly, for numerology, we talk about losu grid or a numeroscope, right? So here, uh, just little kind of a homework or maybe something which here itself you can start with. If you have pen and paper, I'll suggest you to make a note of your date of birth, right? Date of birth in the sense only the date. You need not have to worry about the month and year now. Just make a note of your date of birth, the date of the birth, right? The first 2 digit are like out of 0 to 1 to 31 numbers. You would have definitely some number of your birthday. That particular date, I am asking you to make a note, right? Before we proceed to the next part, understanding what are the characteristics this 1 to 9 number carry when we talk about numerology, right? So that is where you can basically understand what kind of uh, energy you carry or what modifications to your energy level you have to do, or we balance it. Okay, so let's take it. Hope everybody would have been calculated by in your mind also. What you do, if it is a 2 digit number, you just add it to, you add till you get a single number. Suppose it is kind of 27. If your date of birth is 27, so what happens? 2 plus 7, it gives you 9, right? If your date of birth is like 29, then it gives you a number 2 plus 9, 11. Again, it is a 2 digit number. You have to add 1 plus 1, it's 2. So up to that level, you have to bring your numbers and just match with your number when I talk about that particular, that characteristic of that particular number. Okay, so let's start. So if you see 1 to 9, every number represents some planets and every number represents some elements as well. Okay, so 1 is actually sun's energy, right? You any if you see whether uh, in our very old days, right? We don't know who was the god or goddess and all, but the belief system started believing that at least sun is the god for everybody, right? So that is how it started. So sun is so powerful. It is the first, means it is at the center and carries all other planets along with us. So when we talk about sun is highly disciplined, right? It is actually, it talks about very disciplinary, very masculine influence. It is kind of very being very independent. It means kind of a beginning, a leadership, being very original, inventive, but it always kind of individualistic, right? ये मैं कर सकता हूँ, right? In that kind of mentality, वो अकेले बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. They alone can do lot of things, right? they need not have to depend on the entire capacity, entire team, and all those things. So that is kind of energy they hold, right? They are very individual. Individually, they can do anything, right? But one problem here is, if somebody overpass them, surpass them, right? They also a little bit lazy. If somebody surpasses them, then they get demotivated. So that is sun's energy, and that is how you should resemble. If you are, your date of birth is 110, right? 19 and 28 of any of the month. Okay, so let's move to number 2, which is carrying moon's energy. Moon, very white, very cool, right? So the main basic characteristics of moon people, those who are 2, basically I will ask them to refer those who have taken birth on 2, 11, 20 or 29. Those people are of moon's quality, because if you add those numbers, it will to a single number, it will come as 2, right? So when you talk about moon, right, moon seems little kind of lazy, right? Because when sun comes in the sky, we used to come out of work and all those things, and when we see moon, we used to go back to home and go back to bed, kind of thing, right? But moon is kind of a very cool energy, right? You would have seen. And another thing with moon is, these people are definitely moody people, because like moon, if you see, right, the Purnima, Amavasya, or new moon or full moon, same way the energy balance happens between for these people in a month's period. So they have to be very uh, understandable. They should actually hold their emotions, and the good part of them is they understands others emotion. That is where people are friends likes them, right? But they should know they are very peace lover. They are good in art, science. If you see this, I'm sure you would be knowing Amitabh Bachchan or Shahrukh Khan and all. These people are moon's energy. So from there you can take a kind of reference how, but they should really work on their emotion. That helps them a lot. Now moving to moving to 3, which is Jupiter, or we call as Guru's energy. So when we talk about Guru is, if you see any month, date 3, 12, 21 or 30, we can talk. If you add, it will be 3. So when it is 3, it is Jupiter's energy or Guru's energy, and it deals with communication, creativity, then your self-confidence. Um, it is kind of a shyness and youthfulness. And the basic thing is they have a lot of knowledge. And when they have a lot of knowledge, they are tend to give knowledge as well to others. They are very joyful in nature. They should make people happy. That should be their trait. But they should not be like in Hindi we used to tell, right? आप किसी को हंसी दे सकते हो, लेकिन आप किसी के हंसी के पात्र नहीं बन सकते. That you should avoid, right? Somebody should not laugh at you. That when you are making people laugh, people should not look at you and laugh, right? They should not that, because if that happens, you will be demotivated. Your energy level will go down. So that's something which you have to work on. When we talk about 4, basically those who have taken birth on 4, 13, 22, 31, they are having Rahu's energy, right? And Rahu, if you see Rahu and Ketu, when we talk, Rahu, Ketu, they are the Chaya Grahas, are the north node and south node of moon. Basically, they don't have, we cannot say like they are planets, but they are Chaya planets, but they are equally powerful. The best part is, right, we should not be worried, because if they are not there, right, you will not have the Maya, right? And if you do not have the Maya, because all other numbers, if you see, they deals with the God's energy, right? So how the God used to be, they are very composed, very disciplined and all, right? So you won't get that bubbly charm in your life, or some kind of a big ambition kind of thing, or to do something, right? You need that kind of dynamism as well, right? So that is what is Rahu. So you definitely need Rahu's energy also if you really want to prove something. And Rahu makes you very famous. Only thing is, Rahu can means little less predictive, right? It is kind of a mysterious, right? But at times, Rahu, those who are governed by Rahu, or 4, 13, 20 to 31, they actually would be telling the truth, right? It should be, it might be original and very unique, but people will misunderstand them because the way they explain, right, or describe, people used to doubt on them, right? So that is where you can give good ideas to people, but suggestion is, let people work on that. You don't work, or else it won't be successful. You can use your mind, because Rahu is particularly mind, right? If you see, go back to the history, go back to Sagar Manthan, right? When we talk about Sagar Manthan and Amrit came from there, and the demon also eat that Amrit, and then God, Vishnu, right? Lord Vishnu, cut them into two parts, and one is Rahu, one is Ketu. So Rahu is the head and Ketu is the tail part, basically. So that is where Rahu used to have the mind. So you can have a good mind and you can do all the strategy, everything. But when it comes to implementation, because you don't have a body, Rahu doesn't have a body, you actually should have a good team with you and ask them to implement. Then that makes sense and you will be successful. If you see Amit Shah, right? If I am not wrong, if you add his date, you will find his driver number is 4. Then comes to 5, number 5, which is Mercury. Those who have taken birth on 5, 14, and 23, right? Mercury, if you see, it is a very fastest moving planet, and having lot of ideas, right? They used to have lot of ideas in their mind always, right? They are kind of freedom. They love travel. They love activity. They love change. They need variety kind of thing and all.
रमन कह रहा है ये क्या बोल रहा है
Right?
रुक, रुक, रुक।
So that is what is Mercury. They will have lot of money,
अब
but
इसकी
they
मेरी
don't
अपडेट नहीं आ
know
रही
how to spend that money, right? So that is where the thing or characteristics of Mercury. Then let's move to Venus, which is 6. You know, Venus is like very colorful planet related to glamour and all this kind of beauty and glamour kind of thing is Venus, right? It is kind of all the lovely things: family, home, responsibility, marriage, nurturing, balance, justice, fine work. All these are related to Venus, right? Only thing is, if you want to really get benefited of Venus, those who have taken birth on 6, 15, and 24, for them, keep yourself and your environment well groomed, which actually motivates you. If it is not with harmony, it is not organized, then you will be demotivated. So when those are having date of birth 6, 15, and 24, they should be really look at it, right? 7, Ketu, which is the body part, lot of intuition. Those who have taken birth on 7, 16, and 25, right? It is kind of magician, if you see Ketu, right? Lot of time there will be lot of confusion, even though it is good for them, but they will be still confused on that, right? Because doesn't have a head. So good in intuition, but this kind of nature you'll find in Ketu. Very mystical. Integrity, you will find integrity in them, precision, very spiritual and research oriented. That you can see the date of birth 7, 16, and 25th, which is Ketu. Comes to 8, which is Sunny. You can see Modi ji as well. Modi ji, Sunny's power. The Sunny gives a lot of money. It is not that we should be worried for Sunny, but Sunny is very disciplined, right? He has a process you have to follow. If you follow, it will be late for you, but not denied. There will be a delay, not denied. And when Sunny gives, it gives huge things for you, but you should definitely follow discipline, and you should have patience and do hard work. That is what is Sunny. With 8, 17, and 26 date of birth, they can resemble with these characteristics. 9 is Mars. Those who have taken birth on 9, 18, 27, they are full of energy, right? Because it is Mars. So they should actually put their energy into gym and other activities. Then only they will be balanced. Their mood will be, they will have a good motive or mood. If they are not utilizing the energy, then that is something bad for them, because they will be again won't get a motivation from there, because a lot of energy are not able to utilize, right? Like when you see kids having very active, but you are holding them tightly, what they never feel comfortable, right? Similar kind of thing. Mars having a lot of energy, you should really go out and put your energy, or pass on your energy to in the gym or sports and those kind of activity. You will be seeing a very harmonious life and balanced life for you. So with this, we complete the 1 to 9 numbers, and I hope you would be able to uh, see those numbers or resemble those numbers to your birthday. Apart from that, we have something called master number. Those who have taken birth on 11 or 22, we believe that they used to carry higher vibrations or higher energy. So those we used to call them as master numbers. There are, see, when I explained you 1 to 9, I explained you those planets as well. So quickly, if you see the 259, right? The moon and the Mercury and 8 Sunny, Saturn, right? All these are wood elements. Yeah, all these are earth elements. Sorry, all these are earth elements. Whereas you have your Rahu, right, and Jupiter, right? These two are wood energy, and 7, 6, which is your Venus and Ketu, are kind of metal energy, which is the element I am talking about, right? Mars is fire, one is water, and this 5, 2, and 8 are air element. So this is how the elements are divided, because we know that our body is made up of Panchatattva. So that is how it represents. And if you are having some missing numbers or repetitive numbers, definitely you are short of those energy or those element or those planet. That is how. So you will lose those energy from there. Apart from that, we have something called angel numbers, which are very special numbers in your date of birth, which really helps you a lot, right? So this is how the number system or basics of numerology